Hey, this is Michaela, and you're listening to Dan Lupinski on the Dan Lupinski radio program.
Welcome everybody. Hi, happy Tuesday. I'm grateful you're here. And weather's a little bit warmer today than it has been, and snow's starting to melt. Oh, it's snowy. Oh my God. Anyway, my guest today is Angelo Mercado Jr. Angelo, say hello to everybody.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing tonight?
All right. So, Angelo, talk a little bit about yourself. Where are you mostly from?
I am totally from New York City, born and raised here. I went to school in Puerto Rico for like the first couple of grades and then came back here to New York and I've been here since. Moved around between all the boroughs and then I settled in the Bronx and then I've been in the Bronx since about like third grade.
Okay. What got you into acting and doing theater and all that? What got you started?
What got me started in acting was in high school. I used
Okay.
to cut a lot of class. I used to hang out with a lot of people from different gangs in the local neighborhoods. And then one day I'm outside, and then the drama teacher, Mr. Thomas Holman, at the time, saw me outside. He came up to me, started talking to me. He told me to give drama a try since I didn't know what drama was much about. I decided to go in there and give it a go, and I just kind of fell in love with it since. So, acting was kind of a way for me to stay away from actually joining some of those gangs that were in town back in those days.
Okay. So you did a lot of plays in high school.
I did, yeah. I did a lot of plays in high school, and then I joined the drama club in college also, and did a lot of plays there as well.
Okay. You want to talk about the training and schooling you've had as far as acting?
Sure. I've gone, well, in college at Bronx Community College. I joined the drama program there, took a lot of classes, and then I took classes at HB Studio. I've trained at the New York Film Academy, and then I've gone through several different acting studios throughout the city, such as Terry Schreiber Studios. I've taken Meisner there. I've taken class with Karen Kohlhaas, and just I started going through a lot of the different programs that we have here in New York. So like tons of coaches and like one-off classes here and there.
Okay. Uh, what was your first major break in as far as like TV or films? What your film work first? What got you? What was your first role as far as filmmaking?
My first role, well, I joined this group called Show Your Morning Glory,
Okay.
where they did some live segments on some religious channels. But after that, my first major on-camera role was in a short film titled My Terms, where I played the lead character who was diagnosed with cancer and decided that he wanted to live life on his terms rather than letting the cancer be the one to do him in. It was actually a really great role. Um, Pretty emotional for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just started auditioning from there. I got roles on investigation discovery shows, a few of those, like Celebrity Ghost Stories. Um, on the case of Paula Zan, I did the John Walsh show on CNN, and a couple of those. I was in a film with Keanu Reeves where he was a bank robber. I
What,
played
what
like
what film was that?
um, well, I can't remember. Henry's Crime was the name of the film, and then my role was like a two-line role, but it ended up getting cut out of the final project.
Really?
Yeah, so I wasn't too happy about that.
I can imagine.
And then most recently, actually, I did. I was working background for The Intern with Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun because I got to
Did you?
interact with, yeah, I got to interact with him quite a bit.
I see. I
And
see. I seen that movie just within the last couple weeks.
oh, it was a really good movie. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it
it
a lot.
was.
Yeah. So during one of the breaks, I'm standing in front of this door, like me and a couple of the other background actors are just chatting, and then the door just slams open and hits me in the back of the head, and it's Robert De
Really?
Niro. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So talk about some of the films you've done.
Mostly independent films.
Hmm.
I work, yeah, it's like Henry's Crime was like the one major Hollywood film that I kind of worked on, but then the other ones were all indie films that haven't been released yet. So I'm still waiting on hearing back from a lot of those. I'm kind of reluctant to talk about some of the names, only
Sure.
because I'm not sure where we stand as far as the project goes.
Okay. Uh, no, you said you've done some indie films. So you did a Utopia Lies at the Horizon. You want to talk about that one?
That's a good one. I can actually talk about that. Leo Cubrello is actually the writer, director, producer of that film. Um, and he found my profile online. I'm a member of the Hispanic Organization of Latin Actors. He
Okay.
found my profile on there, asked me to come in and to read for him. And then after that, we worked on the film. We filmed for about a week or two. And then it went into the film festival circuits. And we actually won a couple of awards on that, like the Box Your Shorts Film Festival. We won the Bronze Award there. We won an award at the Coney Island Film Festival. It won an award at the Uruguay Film Festival, and right now it's still running the festival circuits, trying to see what else we can do with that project.
Okay. And what about Fast Choices? They came on 2010.
Fast Choices was just like a really short project that it was a student at the New York Film Academy. He had an idea for something he wanted to work on, and I just kind of helped him get it on film. It was mostly action oriented because I'm martial arts trained. I'm actually a black belt in Taekwondo, and I'm also trained in Aikido and Hapkido. So he wanted someone with fighting experience, and we kind of worked on it from there.
Okay. What about Dead Man Walking?
Dead Man Walking was Ellie Salas worked on that. It was it's a comedy actually. It's like it has drama elements, but
Okay.
it's more of a comedy where he was kind of laughing at the situation that was going on, where a lot of people complained that immigrants are coming in and taking all the jobs away from Americans. So his idea was that the undead or zombies would coming in and they were taking jobs away from the immigrants. So
Really?
you had a lot of people complaining, say, "Oh, how am I supposed to work when these zombies are coming in and then doing the jobs for free? I can't compete with that."
Okay. And what about Ascension?
Ascension.
You
Um,
play like a detective in that?
I play a detective in that. That one is still ongoing. We
Okay.
filmed the first episode of that. That's going to be a web series, and once that's released, then we're going to start doing more with that. It's kind of a spin-off to another series that Demetrius did called Marcello.
Okay.
In Marcello, I played a different character where I was a priest who was diagnosed with an STD and he was angry with God. I mean, I wasn't a priest. I was a man who was diagnosed with a disease, and he's angry with God,
Right.
and he goes to a priest to confess, and then he's just angry that nothing is happening. So he starts purposely infecting other women with this disease, and I'm confessing all of my sins to this priest who can't take it anymore, and he ends up like kind of murdering me in the
Really?
name of God. Yeah.
Good. What about Buffalo Plaid?
Buffalo Play, we just finished filming that, so we're going to be filming a little bit more of it. So it's still kind of an ongoing project.
It's like a revenge comedy about being brokenhearted and working with social media.
Pretty
I can
much, yeah.
imagine. I can imagine what
Yeah,
that's about.
it's called Buffalo Plaid because
Yeah.
the when she first meets the lead guy there, he all he wears is the Buffalo Plaid shirts, and then she kind of and then she kind of gets him out of that, and like as he grows up with her, he starts wearing more respectable clothing. Not that Buffalo Plaid is not respectable, but in her eyes.
Now you've done some stand up.
I've done stand up at the Greenwich Village Comedy Club,
Uh-huh.
and I've done stand up at the New York Comedy Club.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've also done improv at the Upright Citizens Brigade,
Uh-huh.
or UCB for short. I've gone up to level 301 there, and then after each level, you have to do a live performance at the UCB theater. So those are really fun to do also.
Okay. So you were guest star on Colbert Report. You did some voiceover work.
Yeah, it was the Super PAC. Colbert had Colbert had some people come on, and he has some like pictures coming up on the screen,
Yeah.
and then I was doing the voices behind them. It
Yeah.
was like just saying some like really crazy stuff. I remember one of the things I said as one of the Mexican characters came on the screen, and then I was like, well, what about all the American jobs I came here to steal? It was things like that of that nature.
Wait, let me get my big fuzzy hat.
I also did a voice of a Chihuahua and a luchador. Those were fun.
Let's hear you do the voice of a Chihuahua.
Well, it was only one line, pero tequila. And then the luchador voice was, I am Diablo Chuparado. I will crush you.
It's pretty cool. All right. Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Now some of the theater theater work you've done. Now talk about Gary and Susan. You played a lead in this one.
Yeah, it was an off Broadway show that we did at one of the smaller theaters here in Manhattan,
Uh-huh.
where it's a comedy where the character is talking about going through change. My character, Gary, he's going through changes in life. And Susan is seeing some of the changes, but she doesn't understand what's going on. She just sees that he's acting differently towards her, that he's hiding things from her. She wants to know what the secret he's keeping is. And she's thinking that Gary might be gay
Really?
because he loves the show Les Miserables. He wears like an oversized Les Miserables t-shirt that comes down to his thighs, and then he sweeps singing like walking around the house singing show tunes, and she overhears a conversation between Stuart and I, Stuart being my best friend, and I'm talking about how do I tell her this big secret? You know, her family is very Christian, they won't understand, and then she gets on the phone with her friend and she's going crazy. And then it turns out that it's a huge misunderstanding when she finally confronts me about it. She asks me like if I'm gay, and they're like, no, no, not at all. I'm not gay. The secret that I'm hiding is that I'm trying to convert to Judaism.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about no class. This was an ensemble.
That was an ensemble show where it was kind of like ever seen Taxi Cab Confessions on HBO,
Yeah.
where the cab driver is driving around, people are getting in
Yeah.
the back of the cab, and then just a lot of craziness is happening. It was kind of like that, but on stage, where we just played a bunch of different characters coming in and out of the cab.
Wow. I can imagine that. What about La Chateau? There was a supporting role as a gentleman.
Oh, Les Chateaux was
Yeah.
a beautifully written piece. It was all done in iambic pentameter, written like in all poetry. Takes place like in the early 1900s in a brothel. The writer was Demetrius Charles, who was also the writer of Ascension, the TV series that I was working on. He's also the writer of that. He's also the writer of Marcello. So like I've been working with him quite a bit on like various different projects that he has going on. But yeah, Lake Chateau was done 2 years ago. We
Yeah.
did it again recently. Last year we did it again in Brooklyn at the Paul Robeson Theater, and we got a pretty good feedback from that.
That's pretty cool. Now you're a comic book enthusiast. Who's your favorite character?
I have to say Spider-Man. I
Really?
act, I actually just finished spending $400 on buying a comic book based on Spider-Man's first love, his true love, which was Gwen Stacy. She was murdered
Yeah.
like earlier. Yeah. So I was kind of heartbroken the way she died, but they recently did a new arc called The Edge of the Spider-Verse,
Right.
where they went into alternate dimensions of Spider-Man. And in one dimension, Peter Parker was the one who died instead of Gwen. Gwen was the one who was bitten by the radioactive spider, and she became Spider-Woman or
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen, as like the comic book is called. So
Yeah.
the first appearance of Spider-Gwen, I got the comic book graded at a 9.9, and I spent about $400 on picking that
Wow.
piece up.
Yeah, I'm a big Superman fan. I had like Superman Action Comics, World's Finest. You know, you go to a lot of shows. Are you a comic book collector yourself?
I am a comic book collector. Do you know that actually Joe Shuster mentioned in an interview that I saw about Superman that originally Superman started off as a bad guy. He was a mad scientist.
Yeah,
It was
he
called,
did.
yeah, Tales of the Superman.
Yeah, because there was a periodical that they both put out. I think it was like in 1933. Uh, where yeah, Superman was supposed to be a bad guy, you know, and then
Yeah,
I guess it didn't. I guess it didn't fly, you know. And then there was
it
another
lasted
character
all for
that
one issue.
there was another character I think they ran in Action Comics before Superman made his debut. I think the character's name was Slam Bradley, you know, and he was a kind of uh, not like a guy like superpowers, but almost a guy like Superman, you know. He was a pretty popular character then.
Yeah, I mean, I love like both Marvel and DC characters, even
Yeah,
Image. I love all those characters, but I kind of lean more towards the Marvel side because I feel like all the DC heroes are just like too overpowered.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like there's not enough struggle between the characters there, I feel. So, and then the movies now, like every single movie is for dark and gritty for some reason, and I feel like that doesn't really work for Superman. I,
yeah.
I, I enjoyed the Man of Steel, but it just didn't really capture the spirit of Superman for me.
Yeah, because what gets me too with Superman now, like they're treating him as a bad guy. Like Superman's not a bad guy. I'm sorry, yeah, but
Right.
that's the way that's the way that they're looking at it now. I guess you know. I mean, different stories for different generations. I guess you know.
I guess, because to me, Superman has always stood for a symbol of peace and justice, and
Yeah,
all of a sudden they're just taking it in a whole different direction.
that's
So, I
true.
mean, I enjoyed the movie. It's just that it's just not what I'm used to.
Yeah, yeah. I think even the this last one with Henry
Henry
Cavill, the
Cavill.
Man of Steel. I mean, I liked it, but was too fast and too much destruction and everything else. You know.
Yeah, but it had some great moments,
Yeah,
especially the moment where his father died, where
yeah,
Jonathan Kent died. He was saving the dog from the car, and then Clark was just about to go save him, and then he just
yeah,
gives him this look and then just nods like this. And I don't know, it's just that moment just captured just so much, all with him just saying no. Like he didn't want him to expose himself to the world. He knew the world wouldn't be ready. And like I just felt like it was such an intense moment.
yeah,
It was just really great for me.
yeah. Uh, so who's your childhood hero?
And comic books or in film? Because in film it was Bruce Lee. That's kind of why I got into martial arts. I just loved like everything Bruce Lee did when I was growing up, and made me. Well, I went in a different style of Bruce Lee. He was Jeet Kune Do. I went into Taekwondo, which is more Korean art. But I just loved like all the old martial arts movies.
Oh yeah,
But
Bruce Lee was great.
oh, he was
He
fantastic.
played Kato in
Green
Green
Hornet,
Hornet.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Game of Death though was like one of the like best movies I saw growing up as a kid.
yeah,
Yeah, and then comic book wise, I said Spider-Man is definitely one of my favorites. But I also really looked up to Captain America
yeah,
because
yeah,
I don't know for some reason like all the characters that stand for truth and justice, like kept like
yeah.
all the goody heroes are just kind of like the ones I kind of geared more towards. Like in the X-Men, Cyclops was my favorite.
I tell you one thing. You know, like when Marvel started coming out, like especially the first Spider-Man, with Tobey Maguire. That was way ahead of its. That came out. That film was like maybe 20 years ahead of its time, but I mean it was just timeless when it came out. It came out, and we just
I
happened.
I loved the Tobey
Open up the
Maguire.
gates for all this other stuff coming out of Marvel too.
Yeah, pretty much because before the Spider-Man movie came out, there weren't that many comic book movies that were doing that well. Then
Yeah,
after Spider-Man, kind of like you said, it opened up the floodgates and they started doing so much more, and everything went up like another level. They just took it there,
yeah,
and since then, like the comic book movies have been great. The Avengers was awesome. Age of Ultron wasn't as good as the first one in my opinion,
yeah,
but it was still good, and I can't wait for Doctor Strange to come out. I,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think that'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah, he was another one of my favorites as a kid, so I can't wait to see where they go with that. And then they have the Black Panther coming out, which is going to
Yeah,
be great.
yeah. So where do you see going with your own career? Are you currently working on anything now?
Right now, I'm just auditioning. My agent, my manager, they're trying to get me as many auditions as they can. But my goals are right now are to try to get into one of those Marvel series that are airing on Netflix. Like
Okay.
Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, The Defenders. Like I would love a role in any one of those. Or Gotham. Gotham is like another amazing show. Agents of Shield, like any of those comic book related shows or movies, like those are one of my goals right now. Like I feel like I need to get on one of those.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be pretty cool. You know. So you're an IT professional,
I'm a network systems engineer.
are you?
Yeah, so I got my degree in computer science, and then I also got a degree in computer graphics, and then that's kind of where I took my day job. I'm working. I fix networks. I design and deploy networks for large companies.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're kind of helping out Dan Lansky too, aren't you?
Well, Dan and I are working mostly as on a client relationship. Dan,
Okay.
he's been amazing so far, but I haven't really worked with him on any of his technology needs.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to it. If he needs anything, he knows he could just ask, and
He,
I'll
he-
help him out.
he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's
Question.
great.
Good.
It, uh, if you if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Flight.
Yeah,
That'd be a cool
that'd be cool.
superpower. Yeah.
Either that or teleportation, like being able to get places instantly, never have
Yeah,
to worry about being late,
yeah,
especially with this New York traffic.
yeah. Chicago's no better. Chicago's no better.
Like the mass
Traffic.
transit here can get pretty crazy.
Bottleneck capital of the
Yeah,
world.
that's right. So, again, what does the future hold for you, Angelo? We see yourself going in the future with your own
Uh,
career.
the future is looking pretty bright for Angelo Mercado right now. I
That's
have
good.
a couple of meetings with a few people that I can't really talk about, but I feel like it's heading in a positive direction. I've been booking quite a few commercials here and there. I have one office that calls me in regularly. Directors have been reaching out to me directly, like sending me scripts. So I feel like things are pretty going to start taking off pretty soon.
That's cool. That's cool. Again, I guess it's the little things you do along the way. But just putting yourself out there and believing in yourself and not giving up. Because it's a cutthroat industry. And it
I
can
don't
be
feel
very
that way.
very very discouraging. But it's
It's
about keeping
definitely
yourself out there.
discouraging. Definitely discouraging, but the
Yeah,
New York market, I can't really say anything for other markets because I haven't been out there yet,
yeah.
but the New York market is very supportive. I don't feel like it's cutthroat at all. Like
Okay.
you can gather a group of like 10 actors on a Tuesday night and work on sides and everybody's always willing to lend a helping hand. And I just have a very great support structure in place right now with
Well, that's good.
my actor friends. Yeah.
That helps a lot. That helps a lot. It really does. We have support.
Definitely, definitely. Like I recommend them to projects, they recommend me to projects. Like I had got four of my friends roles on different projects recently, so it's just I feel here in New York it's great. Like I don't feel the cutthroat at all.
That's pretty cool. You want to give a shout out or hello to anybody?
I'd like to give a shout out to my wife. Today is our 17-year anniversary.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
and to
great.
my son Raziel, he's
Yeah.
kind of what got me back into acting because while I was pursuing my degrees in computer science and all that, like after Bronx Community College, my acting career had to kind of take a back seat because I got married at 18 years old, and then my parents were like, "You need to get a real job and bring in money to
I know
support your
that is.
family." Yeah, so for like a good amount of years, I was just focusing on all my IT work. And then once my son was born, I wanted to tell my son that, you can do anything you want, but I didn't want to just tell him that
Right.
without showing it to him. I didn't really want to be like a hypocrite. So I felt like I needed to show him through action. So I wanted to be a
Right.
positive role model in his life. So I decided to go back and start pursuing my dreams again. And just to show my son that, you can be anything you want to be in life as long as you're willing to put in the work.
Right. Good for you. That's good.
Thanks.
So you want to give any links when anybody can look you up?
If you want to look me up, you can look me up on angelomercadojr.com. Or if you want to search me on IMDb, you can just go on imdb.me/Angelo.
Okay. So you have any closing comments before we let you go?
Uh, I just want to thank you and everybody who's been supportive for me thus far, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for all of us.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being on with us this afternoon, and very very much appreciate it. And you always have my support with anything you do, and anything else that comes up in the future, any kind of productions. Be grateful to have you on again. To talk about it too. So, and with
Awesome.
that, like thank you again for being on with us this afternoon. And what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Spending it at my mom's house. I come from a big family, so
Okay.
all of us gather in my mom's house every year for Thanksgiving. Like I come from a family of I have five siblings, and then I also have a half brother and a half sister from my dad's previous marriage, and we all just gather for the holidays.
You get a lot of encouragement from family for everything you do.
Totally, I definitely get a
That's
lot of
cool.
encouragement, but it's kind of funny because they don't understand like how the business works. Like my mom is like, "Law and Order is a good show. Why don't you be on that?"
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to be on Law and Order. Like it's that easy to call, say, "Hey, Law and Order. My mom says I should be on that show. Put me on."
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Hopefully one of these days. That'd be cool, though.
Oh, Law and Order is such an amazing show. I would definitely love to have
Yeah.
some sort of involvement on that.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for being on with us this afternoon, and we'll keep in touch. And you take care. And again, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me on. Happy holidays to you all. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. All right. Bye. All right. That was Angelo Mercado Jr., uh, professional TV, film, and actor, and IT professional and family man. Grateful to have him on and talk to him. So this is Dan Lupinski, host of the Dan Lipinski radio program. And if you're interested in producing your own internet radio podcast show, go to the karaokezone.com. We're broadcasting live from the south side of Chicago. Go to the karaokezone.com, look for Rich Munich. Say hi, Rich.
Hi, Rich.
And Rich will get you going on how to do that. So look him up and look up his own page on YouTube and send him a like and send him a little loving on the subscribe button too for the rich life. So
We still got Angelo. Angelo, do you have a YouTube channel?
Not yet.
Not
I'm
yet?
working on it. Yeah.
Okay. I like to make mention that we had the McGinley sisters on just the other day, and they were in put in a calendar, and it's called Mato Polonia 2016 calendars, and it's being put together by NGM Anders, and they also have their own Facebook page, and wonderful people that want to help terminally ill children. That's what these calendars are for, and they're available for $15 a piece. So if you're interested, you can message myself, through Facebook if you're interested, and we'll hook you up, or go to the NGM Anders Facebook page and just let them know you're interested, and they'll tell you how to do that. So, and that goes for a good cause for the sick children. It really does. Okay, and I'd like to say happy birthday to my buddy Renato. Hey, happy birthday, Paul. Happy birthday, buddy. And I'd like to say happy birthday to my buddy Rich, because Rich's birthday's tomorrow. Happy birthday, Rich.
It's tomorrow. Yeah,
Tomorrow.
it's tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, so you're off the hook for making a video now.
Yeah, right. Oh, we can still do one.
Okay.
So anyway, thank you all for joining me this afternoon. But remember this: no act of kindness, no matter how small, is never wasted. And so, thank you for joining me. Let at least one person you love them. Have a great night, and to all you out there, thank you for listening. Thank you for giving me the support through all the shows I've done so far. And happy holidays, and happy Thanksgiving to your family and your loved ones. So you take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.